Okay, folks, welcome to Best Stock Charts for the coming week. What we're going to talk about today are the charts, of course, of the stocks that we're watching for the coming week. But first, what I want to talk about is probably the most underreported story that was released last week. And I'm in shock that the Democrats aren't hammering away at the president with this report that was released last week. I mean, it is just astonishing how overstated the jobs data was for the 12-month moving average ending in March. Let's go to the article. This is on the Wall Street Journal. Here's why the prior jobs numbers were wrong by over 500,000. In a stunning announcement, the Bureau of Labor and Statistics reported that the official payroll numbers in 2018 and 2019 were vastly overstated. And here's where it gets even worse. The newly revised numbers indicate that over 60% of the downward revisions emanated from retail, leisure, and hospitality sectors. These industries are closely tied to consumer spending. So a couple of things here. One, we have a retail depression which is growing ever more rapidly. Wherever I go, I see store closures, and it's really not even limited to retail. It's also in the commercial office space arena. Companies are going virtual. You have people that are working from their homes. Companies do not want the cost of real estate. They are reducing their square footage footprint. And I'm kind of diverging from the original purpose of me bringing up this article, is that the job sector is nowhere near as healthy as everyone has claimed it to be. You know, I started the Contrarian Trader back in 2005, hoping to make a difference after the financial news media, as well as the Wall Street sell-side brokerage firms, were all exposed as being crooks. And some of them even went to jail. Bernie Ebbers, Ken Lay, Jeff Skilling. What's changed? Nothing. It's still the same game. But this time, it's the government that is overinflating jobs data, and now they're going back to correct the record. This is a horrible report. And I'm in shock that nobody is talking about it. Let's get to the charts. All right, we're going to kick things off with a note with regard to our sponsor, which is TrendSpider. We use their charting software, their automated technical analysis. Why do I appreciate the value of what they bring to the table with their product? It's a host of reasons. But the first one that attracted me to TrendSpider was the fact that they put a huge emphasis on multi-time frame analysis. What does that mean? What it means is that if I'm looking at a weekly chart and I'm identifying the behavior of the candlesticks, I also want to know on a monthly perspective, besides the weekly perspective, where I have historical support and resistance levels. In short, is it safe to short? Is it safe to buy? Should I be thinking about selling? This is what TrendSpider does for you with the click of a button. You want weekly support and resistance levels? Click a button, and there you have them. You want monthly support and resistance levels overlaid on a weekly chart? Click a button. There you have them. Now, if you're interested in TrendSpider, click the link below if you're watching us on YouTube, or above if you're watching us on the website. They have a 7-day free trial offer. Use discount code CT25Z. Again, CT25Z. And if you're interested in becoming a member, it is free. We include TrendSpider with our silver and gold level memberships. Let's get to the charts. Okay, now let's segue into the charts and the stocks that we're looking to trade this coming week. The first up is going to be Google. Google, I have been warning about for over a year now. You can go back to my YouTube channel, look at my prior videos. If you're watching this on the website, type in GOOGL, and you'll see some of the videos come up that I have been warning investors about for over a year. Why? It's because they are running afoul of antitrust laws. You already have the DOJ out bashing them, warning them that they are in the spotlight, yet they're not going to change their ways. You have Project Veritas interviewing whistleblowers from inside the company, and they are up to some nefarious stuff, if these whistleblowers are to be believed. I have no evidence of it. So that headline risk is enough for me to say, you know what, I don't want anything to do with these shares. And when you take a look at the chart on a monthly basis, you can see that we have topped out here. We have attempted to break out not once, not twice, but 3 times, all rejected at the, let's call it, around the 1300 level. And what I want to do here is I want to look to open up a bear put spread, meaning it's a bearish position, obviously, betting the shares will go down, but I want to sell a deep out of the money put option, and the income that I bring in from the sale of that put option will help finance a out of the money purchase of a put option. That will be a bearish trade, and while it'll cap my upside potential in the trade, it minimizes my out-of-pocket expense, thereby reducing my risk. And the options on Google are very, very liquid, so I'm not all too concerned about getting in and out of the trade. Now, going back to the chart, take note of RSI. RSI peaked out here in January of 2018. Think about that. January of, not 2019, 2018. Yet, we put in higher highs, yet RSI was telling us, hey, all is not well here. It was flashing a negative divergence and putting in lower highs and lower lows. Also, take a look at your slow stochastic. Weak and getting weaker. In terms of price, so far this month, we have a bearish key reversal. We have an inside month, meaning no new high, no new low. We remain in a triangle formation. And what I want to do here at this lower band of support, I want to create an alert. And I want to know when we are flirting with that support level, because I plan on opening up a short position in advance of us hitting that support level, probably on a new weekly low. But I want to lean into the short side should we break the lower band of support. And we'll keep this active for a month. And we're good to go here. I'm keeping the sensitivity level just shy of $10 of hitting that support level. That way I'm alerted and I could focus in on the shares more closely. So I'm going to create that alert. We're good to go here. Now, drilling down to a weekly view, you can see that we have lower highs. We had a bearish key reversal week last week. We have lower highs on RSI, lower highs on Stokes, which are rolling over. The only positive thing that I could say for Google on a weekly basis, or Alphabet, whatever, is that volume was very light last week, and that needs to be spoken about. But when you take a look at the chart on a daily basis, things begin to worsen. All right, so volume picked up on Friday, and we smashed not through one support level, but 2. And more dire is that when you overlay onto the daily chart, weekly overlays right here with the click of a button, you could see that there was all sorts of technical damage done, not only on a daily basis last week, but on a weekly basis, a weekly time frame as well. And we closed right at what is the last true support level prior to opening up a big air pocket between where we closed on Friday and the next support level, which is at about 973 spot 52. Now, when you take a look at RSI, weak, Stokes as well, weak. So what I want to know now is I want to know when we put in a new weekly low, because we closed at the lows of the week on Friday. Okay, so we're going to keep this active for a couple of days. We're going to reduce the sensitivity a bit, and we're good to go for the coming week. So Google has all sorts of problems here. Let's take a quick look at a 4-hour chart. Notice how I still have the weekly overlays. If I wanted to, I could change this up, put on a daily overlay. The 4-hour chart is very weak. So while we may get a brief reprieve tomorrow morning with the markets rallying on President Trump's backtracking a bit on his comments, his Twitter rage from Friday, I don't think this market's going to hold up until we get a Federal Reserve that commits to cutting rates and more QE. It's coming, but I think this market is going to have to throw a hissy fit for them to commit. But I do believe that ultimately we will be rallying into the 2020 elections. So that is it for Alphabet. Now what I want to do is I want to bring up USLV and talk about that. We're watching that for the coming week. Let's first begin with a monthly view. Now, the monthly chart looks outstanding. We were long of USLV. We opened up a position here back in March, added more here. In June, we booked profits here. Now we're looking to get back in. Now, there's a problem. Despite the fact that we had an excellent week last week, we have one bit of concern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlay resistance. All right, and this is the value of TrendSpider. Click of a button. And you can see that we have stiff resistance above. I wouldn't want to be a buyer of SLV or USLV until we cleared this resistance level. And ideally, we tap it. We break out, pull back, and retest that support level. That's on a monthly view. Now, monthly RSI, outstanding. You don't get much better than this. Stokes, rising. Again, you don't get much better than this. Volume, wonderful. All systems go to the upside for silver for a longer-term trade. However, again, we need to clear this upper band of resistance, do a retest, and it's off to the races for silver. Now, on a weekly view, you can see that we cleared weekly resistance last week. Now what we want to see is a retest of that support level and ideally a move higher. Because remember, we're on a weekly chart. I'm going to overlay monthly resistance, and there you have it. Right? So while we broke out on a weekly basis, we still have concerns with regard to monthly resistance above. I think it will be overcome fairly easily. So on a weekly basis, price looking good, volume looking good. I mean, what really great volume. RSI moving higher, Stokes moving higher, exactly what you want to see. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to go shooting straight to the moon. We may get a slight pullback next week because remember, Friday was a fear-on day. That means everybody wanted safe haven assets, silver, gold. We are very long of the gold miners. We're looking to add more. Daily chart. Again, I kept a monthly resistance overlay on because I want to be reminded of why I should not go chasing the shares simply because we have a new weekly high. We need to see a close above this support level. Let's call it 95.39. RSI, poised for a breakout. Stokes, poised for a breakout. Moving in the right direction. Volume, outstanding. I will send out trade alerts to members on all of these trades when we pull the trigger. Now with USLV, they don't trade options, so I'll be buying the common, but with Google, again, we'll be opening up a bear put spread should we move forward with that trade. And that is it for this weekend, folks. Remember, we have a 14-day free trial offer to the Contrarian Trader. Silver and gold level memberships have TrendSpider included with those membership levels. And if you simply want TrendSpider, that's fine. They have a 7-day free trial offer. Use discount code CT25Z. Use the link above if you watch this on the website or below if you watch this on YouTube, and it'll take you over to their pricing page. And don't forget, discount code CT25Z gets you 25% off. Everybody have a great remainder of your Sunday, and be well.